It is Thursday, July 16th, 2015. Welcome, everyone, to episode 45 of the OG Cast, your clan podcast for the original Guardians. My name is Mike. You can find me on Xbox Live. I am mikerocksmore. Just me and Keith today. How you doing, Keith?
It's a little lonely on the cast tonight. I mean, where's our comic relief? I mean, I don't know. We don't have Howard here to disrupt everything.
Well, rumor has it it's his anniversary,
Yes,
so I
yeah.
guess he has a good excuse. Sort
Uh,
of, maybe.
excuses.
Marriage.
Who needs that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my wife certainly doesn't. Wait. Well, anyways, yeah, well, just the two of us tonight, so we'll kind of keep things a little light and breezy tonight. Kind of, basically, we're kind of hitting that sort of sophomore slump, I guess, in the House of Wolves, and it's about this time in Dark Below when we kind of, revealed our characters and showed what we kind of gear we had and all that. So I figured, might as well take the opportunity to try and jump down that lane again here a little bit, just see what's new and see things how things are a little, I guess, different from before. Ideally, we were going to have Franz here to show off his Titan, but unfortunately, he could not make it last minute here. So it'll just be my Hunter and Keith's Warlock to show you here tonight. So, Keith, you want to get started, or you want me to jump in?
I can kick things off.
Sure.
Screen share. Here we go. There we go. You see that?
Yeah, there we are.
All right. So you see my Warlock then?
Yep.
Great. All right. So here's my Warlock. I'm not super hardcore in Destiny right now, so I don't have all of the greatest gear. I don't have a lot of the. I don't have the RAM. I mean, I'd really like to have the RAM for sure, but I'm settling for this at this point. So right now, my helmet is just a standard Prison of Elders helmet that I got. And then my exotic that I use is the Heart of the Praxic Fire, the robe, which the Heart of the Praxic Fire is actually a really, really good exotic for Sunsinger, and I prefer using Sunsinger in pretty much all aspects of the game. The only time where I might use the Voidwalker is if I'm doing like strikes or just trying to speed run through stuff. But when I'm doing like the Nightfall and things like that, I like Sunsinger for being able to stand up after I die and save the team from wiping. So it holds a lot of value that way. But even in the Crucible, I preferred Sunsinger over the Voidwalker simply because the grenades are a lot better on Sunsinger. The particularly what I use is the Firebolt grenade. I think that I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Firebolt. And really, the Firebolt grenade it's one of those things where it's really weak if you aren't spec'd into it, but if you spec into it a very specific way, it becomes really, really powerful. So Firebolt grenade, and that's the one that you throw it and then it shoots off and like zaps people within the radius. So one thing that I have is Touch of Flame, and so all grenades ignite enemies, causing damage over time. So this is what triggers that burn for Firebolt grenades, because they typically don't have a burn associated with them. And then on top of that, I do Viking Funeral, which this causes the burn to last even longer. So those two items, I think that was it. Yeah, so those two items mixed with Firebolt Grenade cause the grenade to be really, really powerful. And basically, if I can get two shots, doesn't even have to be headshots, two shots on somebody, and then if they get hit with the grenade, they're going to burn and they're going to die from the burn. So it's really, really powerful. You don't have to have them really low on health to kill them. Way longer burn than Thorn.
Oh, cool.
So in terms of weapons, I usually use Truth for the rocket launcher. I mean, I think that it's pretty typical. for people to have. I do not use this. What do I use? I use the Fellwinter's Lie. Like it,
Boo.
like every other person. So, so yeah, I typically use Fellwinners in Crucible, and when I'm sniping, I'll use long distance relationship. And then final round. No, I don't think I don't have final round, but I mean it's all right. I mean I'm not big on sniping, so I'm usually going around with Fellwinners.
Cool.
And then for my primary, I like Oversoul's Edict. It's I have Thorn, but I don't want to be the typical asshole in Crucible that's just running around in Thorn. So I use Oversouls. I think it takes a little more skill to use, and I really like the feel of the gun. I mean, I think it has really good stability for the range that it has. So it works out pretty well for me.
Yeah. I haven't used Oversoul a lot, but it's the whole lack of impact was kind of a big turn off to me, so I haven't really used it. And you've upgraded yours all the way up to 365, so
yeah,
mine's not even fully leveled, I think. So
yeah, I mean, just because I favor it so much, I mean, if you can manage to get the headshots because it has decent stability. So if you're getting headshots, you're gonna get some pretty good damage. So
I've died to a few times in Crucible, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah. But really, I mean, and like I said, I use Heart of the Praxic Fire for my chest item. And if you're not aware, like this one, it just lets you throw grenades. When you're in Radiance, it just gives you grenades like crazy. You just keep throwing them. By the time your throw animation is over, your recharge is there, and you can throw another one.
Now, I've heard this. I think like Dado did some tests on it, and I think it only equals out to about one extra grenade during Radiance.
No. You can do more than one extra, because you can only get like 3 grenades under Radiance otherwise.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so you can it's pretty good. I mean, you can constantly spam an area with grenades.
Cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty like disciplined strength heavy. Is that by choice, or is that just the way your gear is?
That's just the way my gear is right now. Strength, because everything is strength. Like this stupid helmet, it's all strength, and I really don't want that. But just trying to get 34. That's what I had to do. I mean, sometimes when I'm using Void Walker, I'll use this and what is this? It's some Killbreaker's cloak, but that's strength. But at least I get some. I use the Skull of Dire Ahamkara or whatever to gain that intellect.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, typically I'm running Sunsinger though.
Cool. Excellent.
All right.
Let me see. It's my turn here, so let me do my screen share. Clearly not prepared. Can you see my screen?
Yep, you're looking good.
Okay. All right. So this is my hunter here. I'm big on gunslinger. Have been for some time, and Blade Dancer definitely has its moments with the invis stuff, and especially for the high-end Prison of Elders stuff. You pretty much need to go invis a lot of the time, like clearing mines, like the Cabal round on the 35 is impossible damn near without having someone going invisible or having a bubble on a Titan or something. It's super handy. But for the most part, this is my sort of everyday sort of just run around doing whatever sort of class. Acleophage, I love it. Extra golden gunshot is so useful. It's just the way that I like to go. Beyond that, I don't usually run with any prison gear. My gloves are the Crota, the Dogged Cage from Crota. I uploaded those or upgraded those mainly because it had the increased melee attack speed, which I really like. Get that extra little couple seconds off your melee and all that, which is super handy.
It has a little icon for the throwing knife for that buff. Is that just for throwing knife, or is that all the melee?
It's all melee. All melee.
Okay.
It's the animation of your arm swinging for a knife and all that, and for the actual throwing too. So yeah, it's at least as far as I know, it's for all melee. My chest. This was the first thing I bought. It's the Vanguard chest, Sanction 6. I liked it because hand cannon, sniper rifle ammo on it. Honestly, I don't really use the sniper a lot because shotguns are pretty much the way to go for prison builders right now. But again, I use hand cannons primarily, so I wanted to get that. And I always hated the stupid Thrall skull hanging on the Crota chest. So I wanted to get rid of that. And my boots are the Prime Zealot Greaves from Vault of Glass. These were a pure intellect build on these, so I wanted to use those. I upgraded my Crota legs actually, but I like having the high intellect value there. Ideally, I would have my strength and discipline reversed here to have a little bit more grenade, but what are you going to do? My main thing is I want that intellect so I can kind of spam my golden gun as much as possible. Rockets, go away, discipline. Of course, Gallarhorn, because Gallarhorn. That's
yeah, that's definitely the go-to rocket launcher for PvE.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's pretty good in Crucible as well. Definitely not as good as Truth is, but still, yeah, it needs no introduction. It's incredibly useful regardless. Even if there's an arc burn or a void burn, it's still incredibly powerful as it is, because those Wolfpack rounds pretty much give you almost damn near a second rocket on whatever you're doing. So it's just incredibly useful. Mostly been used shotguns. I have this Judgment 6. This is a vanilla Destiny shotgun, but I got it in a dark glow, so it's 331. Came with rangefinder and final round on it, so that's pretty good to me in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got this Matador 64 really early on. In House of Wolves here, so that came with I re-rolled it once or reforged it once and got rangefinder and final round on it as well. So
wow, yeah, that's really good.
Lucked out there.
Enjoy it while you can.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then actually, this is my latest edition, the Party Crasher Plus One.
Man. You got the two best ones.
Yeah, and it's actually nice too because my Judgment's Arc, my Matador is Void, and my Party Crasher is Solar. This one I had to reforge a bit, but I ended up with Shock Package and Luck in the Chamber, which are pretty damn good in my opinion as well.
Yeah.
So that's been super nice, and having one of each element burn is really nice because obviously Solar is really great for the Cabal, the Void for the Minotaurs, and of course, the Fallen Captains with the Arc on the Judgment. So I'm pretty much covered in pretty much all aspects. If I need something like Arc Burn, I'll put on Patience and Time and do that instead. But yeah, I'm pretty much covered for everything, which is nice. My primary, Fatebringer, because Fatebringer, it's damn near one of the best guns in the game, and yeah, it's just so powerful. Like the other night, I was doing some bounties, and I came across these little groups of Hive, some acolytes that were kind of grouped in groups of 3, and just shoot one in the head, boom, all of them are dead. It's so nice to have. For Solar, Vision of Confluence, no brainer for upgrading that. And for when I need it. I got Word of Crota too. I haven't fully upgraded it, but it's still super useful for Void Burn. And yes, I am one of those assholes with the Crucible. Kind of hard not to. So I don't have Fellwinters, but I'm pretty much covered in everything else. So
Yeah. I mean, I think the other two that you have, the Party Crashers and the Matador, are better than Fellwinters now.
well, they very well could, because I think they have a slightly increased rate of fire, which is, pretty useful as well. I don't think they quite have the impact that Fellwinters does, but to be able to get that extra shot off a little quicker, it probably kind of negates that fact. So, but yeah, that is my hunter. I just actually leveled up Crescent Lupi here last night, actually. So if I ever do the 35 again, I'm going to equip that, because it's actually nice, because it's hand cannon and more ammo for special weapons, which is really, really nice too. And then I have this, where is it? Right here. I have the Kel Hunter's Sight, which is the Prison of Elders helmet for that as well. And honestly, it's about the only Prison of Elders gear for the Hunter that I actually like the look of. So, because it is, the rest of the gear is just butt ugly in my opinion, but I'll sort of leave it at that. This one kind of looks like a spider. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
But yeah, that's this will close. That's pretty much it, because this thing is being stupid now. Okay. Enough of that. So yeah, that's our gear. Like I said, ideally we would have had Franz here to show off his Titan, but I guess that will have to wait for another time. So, all right, well let's move on here, and let's quickly touch on some other Destiny news here. And we got a big list of upcoming patch notes for the new weapon balancing that's going to be coming. As they say, just a little bit before Taking King. So let's quickly touch on some of this, because some of this is going to be pretty important.
I'm surprised they gave the patch notes so quickly.
Yeah, well, they did promise more information about what was coming, so they're definitely holding true to their word.
Yeah.
Even though the update today was pretty much just, hey, go check this out instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go.
I didn't even really read the update. I just saw the patch notes.
Yeah, there wasn't much in the update at all, actually. So, all right, let's quickly touch on a couple of things here. So basically, auto rifles, they're getting a buff. You all knew it was coming, because they basically nerfed them to hell last time. So basically, they're going to be getting a buff. So they're going to be increasing base damage, and I say start damage fall off closer to player to emphasize its role as a close to medium range weapon. So obviously, if you're shooting things across the map, you're going to have a pea shooter pretty much regardless. That's kind of to be expected.
Yeah, I wonder what this is going to do for Suros, because Suros is intended to be a little bit longer of a range.
Well, I think it would kind of default to its range values overall, I would think. It's good, it's really good up to this range, up to this, what they promise as the range, and then beyond that, it starts to drop off. I don't know, to be honest, but
yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, Suros is a good weapon overall. It just,
it has super low stability, or super high stability. Like you can just control it for days. So maybe that's just how it's balanced.
Yeah, so they are saying there's going to be a reduction in base stability as well for across the board.
Yeah.
So again, that's a pretty minor thing. It's, guns like Suros are going to pretty much be inept to these things anyways, but your average pulse or average auto rifle will become a lot more usable, which is good.
Yeah, definitely, because they've definitely completely dropped off the radar recently.
Oh yeah,
since that last patch.
Oh yeah, so I will get to a little bit more about why that happened in a little good here too. Pulse rifles. Reduce base damage of the medium rate of fire by about 2.5%. So basically, I'm not too sure what that means overall. Anyways, reduction in base ability to that as well. It's basically, if you can control it, you're going to do well. A lot of them are fairly high stability to begin with, as you said, Keith. So
I'm glad to see that they're increasing the mag size.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
I mean, I think that that's one of the biggest ones. I mean, I don't know why, even like, because this is the second time they've increased the mag size. Because the first pass through that they did with weapon balance, they increased the size. So it's like they didn't do it enough. I don't know why they always had an extremely low mag count. I mean, you could shoot an entire magazine at somebody and not kill them. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because like pulse rifles for the most part share the same problem of being low impact, high rate of fire. So you can spam the ever loving hell out of it, but you're basically just shooting BBs at them.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's there is a I've been playing a lot of Halo lately myself and using the VR, and like why can't we have a BR type?
Yeah, I mean that's really what it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect balance of rate of fire and impact. I think the closest thing we have is Red Death probably, but
yeah, I mean, because I think that if you look at the Halo games, one of the biggest challenges was that once you got the BR, there was really little to no need for the assault rifle. So I think that maybe that's the challenge. But when you look at something like Halo 5, I mean, the beta was a while ago, but that was balanced really well. The assault rifle was very powerful, and the short to medium range, but the BR was still great at picking people off from across the map. So I think they need to strive towards that kind of balance between these two.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Because it needs to happen. Because yeah, it's just really unfortunate. It's really much a missed opportunity, and the BR is fantastic, and there's just nothing that really equates that closely to Destiny. Winning. I really want to like pulse rifles. I think honestly that they are the best looking guns in the game overall, and it just sucks that they're all just pea shooters. You can just spam the living hell out of it. Just don't have small magazines. Like I made the mistake of taking a pulse rifle into a nightfall one time. It lasted about 2 minutes because of course it was Cabal too. But still, it should perform better. And I know they got the buff last time, so they're a lot more effective in PvP for sure. But PvE, they're still not as good as they could be, in my opinion. But
yeah, hopefully they'll get a little better.
Yeah, exactly. All right, scout rifles. There's not much really happening to them. They're pretty much good as they are for the most part. You're going to be tweaking a few things, but ultimately your scout rifles are for your long range engagements, and for the most part they are leaving them alone for the most part. Hand cannons. This is where things get interesting. As we all know, they are in some sort of a buff, which is unfortunate, but I think they're kind of going after the wrong things. Basically, hand cannons are getting a reduction in mag size. That's
very good.
See, this is kind of like these balancing issues. I think and hand cannon should be all about getting precision shots.
Why? Why? It's a pistol. It's not like a BR, or it's not like a pulse rifle or a scout rifle. It's a pistol.
No, true. Okay, true enough. What I'm saying is that you should be rewarded for precision shots.
Okay.
And I think that's this kind of goes back to my thoughts about Thorn too. I think you could leave Thorn as a 2-shot headshot, but I think the stability should be reduced, so it kicks like crazy, and so you actually have to work for your second headshot.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be opposed to that, but the damage fall off also has to be dramatically different. Like you should not be able to get a 2-shot headshot from
Mhm.
across the map. It needs to be
Yes.
it needs to be a short range weapon. I mean, it's a pistol. It's not a
Yes.
sniper rifle.
Yes. I agree with that. The range has always been an issue. Yeah, like you could easily take people out with Thorn from across the map.
Yeah.
And yeah, when the game first launched, I remember, I think it was Eons, he was saying like he had a hand cannon, and yeah, he was just picking guys off from miles away, it seemed. And yeah, like there's definitely ways to go about this, I think. And I think they're kind of doing the right thing with these hand cannons, but it's still kind of a
Yeah. So,
basically I think they're going to make them useless pretty much, which is
well, I mean,
unfortunate.
I don't know if they're going to make them useless because I mean the damage fall off is going to be closer, so it's going to it's still it's the goal is for it to be close to medium range, so it's still going to be really effective at the close range. So
Mhm.
the no more sniping from across the map with Thorn, and and then a reduction in accuracy when firing from the hip. I think that that's a really big one because I know a lot of people would would be able to get two-shot headshot with Thorn without even aiming down sights.
Yeah, yeah, the
And
target acquisition was it was insane. And
yeah,
that's a failing that I think a lot of them do have, and not just hand cannons for that matter, mind you, either. But
yeah, and they're reducing the zoom that you get when you look down sights. So again, just kind of nerfing the range, but I think it's still going to be very effective. Um, I think they're still going to be really effective. Just you're just not going to be able to get kills from across the map with them.
yeah, which is fair, which is
Yeah,
definitely fair. So like I think like I like a lot of the big thing like with Fatebringer, for example, you get 12 shots in the mag. What's that going to get reduced down to? It's, it's just reduced magazine size for all base inventory stats. Not saying that's how much of a reduction, because a lot of the low magazine hand cannons were not that good. So
yeah. I
everyone
mean,
always gravitated to the red hands and the fate bringers, the ones that had at least nine shots in them.
yeah. I mean, hand cannons were definitely in the boat of it's either trash or it's super effective.
Yeah,
So, I mean, which is why it was really like Thorn and the Last Word that were really the two big guns to two big hand cannons to go to because there aren't a whole lot of other good hand cannons for Crucible at least.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thorn really, yeah. There's no real need to use Thorn in PvE at all. It's, sure, it has you could use it, but yeah. All right, let's move on to shotguns. Basically, um, rangefinder and shot package, they are getting um, they're getting nerfed. So
Yeah,
reduce shot package accuracy by 30%, and rangefinder adds a 5% range increase on ADS, and it was 20. So both of those getting nerfed pretty hard.
yeah, and they should. I mean, shotguns should never have been something where you can kill somebody with one shot 20 feet away. It's intended to be a very close range weapon. So I think that it's good. It needs to happen. And really, I think the biggest reason for that is because fusion rifles don't have a place right now. Because
Yeah,
if you're going for long range kills, you're going to use a sniper rifle, and if you're going for close range or medium range, you're going to use a shotgun. But
yeah,
fusion rifles are intended to be that medium range weapon.
yeah, for sure. Okay, well, speaking of fusion rifles,
Yeah.
slow charging, high impact fusion rifles have an increased range. Sure. It's more difficult to max range for these weapons. Sure, great. Projectile speed for fusion rifles is slightly reduced. Don't really know why they would want to do that.
Yeah, I don't really get that one, but
I was going to say, emphasizes the need to lead a target outside medium range.
interesting. So leading, okay, that makes
Okay,
sense. Adds a little more skill to it.
I
So
suppose, yeah. Improved accuracy, short range, reduce accuracy for long range.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. Again, just a
S-
medium range weapon.
Yeah, and I think that's what it should be. Absolutely. Because yeah, like it's with fell winters. There's if you have fell winters, you have really no reason to use anything else right now. It's it is his best sniper in the game. So
Yeah.
all right, rockets. Bane of most people's existence is grenades and horseshoes. So
Yep.
that is going to be reduced, which is good.
It is. I mean, because I think that with my problem with rocket launchers is it takes no skill to use something like Thorn or not like Truth in the Crucible. It's you don't have to because I mean if you play Halo for example, you can't shoot a rocket at somebody and expect it like if you shoot near them it's going to kill them. Like you have to try to hit the ground that they're standing on or hit the wall that they're next to. Like you have to it takes a lot of skill to use the rocket launcher effectively, and that same skill is required in Destiny, except if you have the grenades and horseshoes perk. Then it's just like, oh, fire in their general vicinity and you'll kill them. So,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
I mean, personally, I would like to see that buff just removed, that perk removed, but that will never happen. People would be pissed, but I mean, if they can nerf it, hopefully I still think that it's that everyone's going to either is going to use one with that perk on it.
Yeah. Well, they did take out final round in all of the House of Wolves snipers, so we could just not ever see it again.
It's true.
Rockets. So they will do stuff like that.
Yeah, they could phase it out. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then that brings up the issue of what they're doing with the future weapons and our current weapons. Like,
I think we're gonna see them retire.
I think so too.
I think that this season 1 or year 1 is going to be like it's going to be a reset when we hit season 2. We're not going to be able to upgrade all the guns. I think it's going to be a time for them to reset.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
And that's probably how it should be. So they don't. Yeah. So they're not constantly chasing down this balance. But I mean, yeah.
Well, like myself, like I have Fatebringer. That's what I use. Like all of the new weapons in House of Wolves. A lot of them aren't terrible, and you can reforge them to pretty much whatever you wanted. But Fatebringer is still better. It has the arc burn on it. It is useful. In more instances than a lot of the new weapons. So for me, there's zero reason to use anything else, and that's the kind of the boat that a lot of the community is in. Like the guns that I go to the most are Fatebringer and Vision of Confluence. Vanilla Destiny guns. So
yeah,
and they are that good. But yeah, nothing else really can hold a candle to them. So, but yeah, so like these changes do need to happen, and they do need to retire these guns. And yeah, it's going to be a sad day when I'm not going to be able to use my Fatebringer anymore. But that's life, I guess.
Yep. So hopefully that happens, but we'll see.
Well, let's quickly run through the exotics here because we've got those on the little section. Hardlight getting buffed significantly. Stabilities being buffed. Increased bounce count for Hardlight projectiles, and Hardlight projectiles are not affected by damage fall off. So be prepared to see Hardlight become the new go-to auto rifle, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we don't need to run through all these exotics. There are a bunch of them. We can just
no one uses Necrochasm because it's garbage. Password.
It's the second most popular, so it's getting reduced. Effective range, the range from, and reduced stability. It's basically just getting hit with a nerf pat like crazy.
Thorn as well. Damage over time is getting a big nerf to it. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Hawkmoon's getting nerfed as well. So basically, it's going to be impossible to do the one-shot headshot. on it because with its bonuses, they can kind of stack, and you can get lucky and be able to one shot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm glad that nonsense isn't on Xbox.
Still want it though.
I mean, it looks sweet. It looks really good.
Oh yeah, it's one of the better guns in the game by far, and yeah, so it's going to be nice to finally get that.
Well, I don't know if we get it when year 2 starts, then then it becomes a completely useless weapon if they don't allow us to upgrade year 1 weapons.
I think the exotics would have to carry over.
You think? I don't think so. I mean,
okay, well, if this is the case, then Sony really screwed us over then with these, time with these exotics. Then,
yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
yeah, we'll see for sure. But yeah, if they do that,
suck.
oh my god, that would suck balls. Anyways, yeah, so icebreaker, that's one that a lot of people use. Increase recharge time for icebreaker rounds to 1 every 8 seconds instead of 1 every 5 seconds. So
that's crazy. That's a little disappointing.
Yeah. No, I haven't used icebreaker a lot lately.
It's good in PvE.
Oh, it's very good in PvP, and I used to take it into Crota all the time.
Yeah.
To take down Crota's shield, just bang off, 6 shots on icebreaker, and then whatever needed to be left, just use my primary. And it's still one of the higher impact snipers as well. So, and it's definitely a good gun. But yeah, upping that recharge time is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. But
yeah.
All right, No Land Beyond. Austin is getting buffed. You're welcome. And Black Hammer, they listed it with the exotics because a lot of people are really lusting after it like an exotic. So they're increasing ammo inventory to 18. Okay, great. Basically one extra clip, I guess. Now this is something I don't understand. White nail perk now pulls ammo from your inventory.
Is the white nail? Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's what lets you have that precision bonus, right? That lets you, if you're doing precision damage, your clip gets refilled. So I don't know how that works.
Oh, maybe beforehand it wasn't consuming ammo when it refilled.
That's the whole purpose of using it, because it wasn't supposed to.
Well, the purpose of that perk would be it fills your ammo and you don't have to reload. It just instantly reloads.
Right. Oh, that sucks.
I mean, that's how Bad Juju is. I mean, it consumes your ammo, but
you just don't have to reload.
You just don't have to reload. Yeah. So I mean, it's a really nice perk, and it's probably just a bug. Like I'm sure that was intended for it to consume ammo.
Huh. Well, damn. All right. Well, okay. One last one here. Of course, our favorite glitchy horn.
Glitchy horn.
It's
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Wolfpack rounds are getting a reduced damage.
Yeah, so it was definitely doing massive amounts, and they showed a chart in the patch notes, and yep, 25% of the people use it. Between 25 and 35 people use that as their heavy. So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it was very rare that I don't carry it anymore, unless it's like arc burn or something that I'll put on an arc weapon. But yeah, it's incredibly useful, and I think it still will be. Even with the reduction in the damage of the Wolfpack, but they talked about the the exclusivity that people were demanding, like for doing Crota and for doing Nightfalls. Oh, you have to have Gallowhorn, you have to have Gallowhorn, you have to have Gallowhorn. Like that was ridiculous to begin with, and it's really sad that it was happening that way. But it was it's best PvE gun in the game, pretty much. Considerable margin, and I'm sure it still will be one of the better ones with this. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. These changes are coming with patch 2.0, which is coming just before Taken King comes out in September. So you still have some time to be that that asshole with Thorn Crucible and the bane of my existence, Last Word. I died to Last Word far too much from too far away, but that's neither here nor there. But a link to this extensive list will be in the show notes if you want to check it out. It's, there's good info in here for the most part. So if you want to check that out, link will be in the show notes to that. Got anything else you'd like to add in here before we sign off?
For Destiny?
Well, anything really. Anything.
Well, yeah, I want to talk about Halo Night. I mean,
yes, let's do that.
Yeah, so we did customs in Halo last Friday, and I think that we're going to do this every Friday. I mean, it was a blast. We ran into some technical challenges at first, but I think we really understood really what it was. I mean, I was hosting for a while, and my upload speed was awful, so it was causing lag. So once we got the host to somebody that had a better internet connection, we had a really good time, and just partied up with everyone in our team, and it was really good. I think that it's great. I mean, if you have Halo, then join us. Not everyone is the best. Don't if you're concerned about not being that great, then don't worry about it. Not everybody. There are some people that only play Halo on that night. Like there's some people that had never even touched multiplayer. So join us and join us for laughs as we do some crazy game types and trash talk each other. It's fun. It's really good.
Yeah, the whole purpose is just to have fun, just to get together and have fun, because it's about the only thing that we can do really, that we can get that many people together.
Yeah, Halo is definitely good for custom matches, and I imagine Halo 5 will as well. So get in Halo now and get some practice in for 5, because it'll definitely do you good.
Well, it's coming up quick too. Like we're only like 2.5 months away now. So
I know. I'm so excited. So excited.
Good. Yeah. So I've been playing a lot more Halo myself, and
I just completed the Halo 4 campaign today.
Oh, nice.
So now I'm gonna go do ODST next. But, yeah.
I'm still on Combat Evolved. Yay me.
But yeah, I've been playing Halo a lot, man. It's getting me excited for Halo 5 for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a great experience to begin with, and like playing with people too is like super fun. And just the fact that it's something that we just haven't done in a while too is kind of neat too, because sure, it's been out for a while now, but it was broken as all hell when it first launched, and it was damn near unplayable. So to have this ability now to have it be more or less stable, and the matchmaking still does take some time sometimes, and we encountered this the other night. It tries to team you up with other groups of your size, which really kind of throws a big wrench into the time that you're waiting there. But overall, it's been a great experience. Yeah, definitely something that I've been really enjoying here. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Fridays 10 Eastern, where we usually get that started. If you want to check out the Halo chat, I created a little event that you can RSVP to. So yeah, we need 16 is our max for the custom games. So if you want to,
we'll be rallying the troops when it gets closer. So by the time it's probably going to be Friday if you're listening to this, and maybe it's already passed. And if that's the case, then sorry, join us next time. But we'll be rallying the troops and trying to get invites out to everybody, and so we can get started at 10 with as little downtime as possible for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, we mix up the game modes, and there's a lot of crazy modes. What was that one? We're just jumping all over the place there. That was insane.
300% run speed and 300% jump distance or jump height and 300% gravity. So you thud. It wasn't like a floaty jump, and then started with the rockets and swords. It actually reminded me a lot of the old Tribes games, in terms of how fast you're moving, and all of the shots were projectile based, so it was a lot of timing your shots and leading your targets, and it was really, really fun. And I want to try that again with some tweaks. I think that if we did that on a big map like Blood Gulch type deal, with 2 flag capture the flag, and your flag has to be at its base, to capture. I think that could be really, really fun.
It'd be impossible.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be impossible. Not with that many people. And instant returns, so you don't have to camp on your flag to return it, like an instant return.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's good. Yeah, that's one of the worst things. Because one of the games we ran last weekend too, like it was, someone forgot to set a time limit, so of course we both had each other's flags, and it was a bit of an ordeal trying to gain the upper hand. I get it was good fun, but it's just, you kind of need a time limit on these things sometimes too. So other than just flag captures or something, because it led to a bit of an issue there for a little while, but.
Yeah, great fun. So join us if you've got Master Chief Collection. Come join us. I mean, what else are you gonna do on Friday night? You're not gonna go out to the bar and get drunk. Just play Halo.
Yeah, just that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Save your money. Play video games.
Exactly. There's also one other thing that we wanted to touch on. There's some changes that are going to be happening. We're going to be moving away from GroupMe chat. So I know that we recently moved from Facebook to GroupMe, and there are some challenges that we face with GroupMe, and really, so it's really hard to for the clan to be a cohesive unit when all the all the chats are their own isolated worlds. So we're going to be moving into a new chat system that is very feature robust. It's designed for businesses, but it's seen adoption outside of that. But it's called Slack, and it's designed for teams in the enterprise world to be able to coordinate and stuff. And this is it's going to be great for us to be able to have a general chat where everybody is able to chat, because there are some people that maybe are just in Smite and they're just playing or chatting with the other people in Smite and don't ever talk to the people that are just in Destiny. And I mean, it's just wild, the chat rooms that have started, because some people, if they just want to talk about Smite, they just want a room about that, and then people are talking about all other kinds of stuff, and so it just created some weird offshoot chat rooms, and it doesn't make sense, and we really can't get a good list of members with GroupMe, and it's the Wild West with GroupMe, and we're going to be moving into a better platform that will help us stay a little more organized and allow us for our chat rooms to be a little more focused in terms of the topics. So you won't be talking about like Mortal Kombat in the Destiny chat. Like it's designed so you can have the conversations in the appropriate locations. And it's designed that way so you can have like notifications set in a very specific way. So if you want to get notified for all chat in one specific chat room, you can do that, versus another chat only if you get mentioned, things like that. So there's a lot more configuration in that. So we're not going to be switching right away. So I mean, we're all the leaders, we've been in this Slack for the past few days, just kind of kicking the tires and setting things up, and so far things are looking really good. And
looking amazing, actually. I'm really impressed with it, to be honest. Like, it is, like, the transition from Facebook to GroupMe was pretty night and day too, but this is just in another world altogether. Like, the feature set is just incredible, really.
Yep.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, so don't worry about creating an account. Do not create an account right now. If you try to create an account for Slack, it's going to be a waste of time, because you have to have an invite to a team to create an account, because the way it's set up, like, you go through the account creation process for every team that you join. So don't try to get ahead of the game and create an account or download anything. You can download the app if you want, but you're not going to be able to do anything with it. It'll probably be another week before we make the transition. Right now, we're going to you'll find something in the show notes, a link to submit your email address. So all of the invites are going to be through email. So we created a Google form. So you just submit your email address in there, and it just gets thrown on a list. And then when it's time for us to to transition, we'll just blast out emails, email invites to everybody, and then we'll just make one big swoop. But we're going to spend the next week or so collecting the emails and make sure we get a good list, and then we'll start that transition process.
Excellent. Yeah, it's going to be nice to look at it. It is a really cool thing. Can't wait to start using that more full time. The only downside so far is that there isn't a Windows Phone app for it yet, which is really unfortunate. I think there is a beta. If you're in the States, there's a beta app for Windows Phone users, but that I think it's region locked to the US, unfortunately. So like myself, I can't use it. So there is a nice desktop app for it as well. If you're use your PC a lot. But yeah, it's iOS and Android for mobile apps right now. So we have reached out to the Slack team, and they're working on a Windows Phone app. No ETA though, unfortunately. But that is the big one downside, and especially for me being a Windows Phone user. But trying to work around it. So the little wife's old S3.
Yeah. Because I mean, we know that there are a few people using Windows Phone, and I think Sam, he's one of them. He's he was fine with moving forward, and Mike, like you said, you're cool with moving forward. And if there's anybody else that has a Windows Phone, if you're in the U.S., like I said, there is, or like Mike said, there is a way to get that Windows 8.1, I think, Windows 8 mobile, whatever operating system.
8.1 still.
Okay. Yeah, so there is a beta app that you can like side load onto your device and get in that way on your phone. But it's on iOS, it's on Android. There's a desktop application, so that's another big bonus. I mean, right now with GroupMe, there isn't a desktop application, so you have to keep your browser open. There is a browser-based chat, but you can also download a standalone application, which is really nice for desktop, and they have one for Mac. And I believe there's one that was created for Linux if you're running Linux. So there's what?
Who runs Linux?
Jerry does. He runs Linux.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually have a machine that runs Linux as well. I was just tinkering around with it. But
I guess that's all they're really good for, is just tinkering.
Yeah, nobody does. I mean, I think a lot of developers do. It's an IT thing. A lot of people in IT use it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a very lightweight operating system.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's even a Linux application. So hopefully they can get the Windows one done as soon as possible. But right now, I think that there are some good options out there for using it on your PC.
Oh, absolutely.
If that is the case.
Yeah. So yeah, this will be coming in the next week or so. So stay tuned. Of course, we'll be collecting everyone's emails, as Keith said, in the meantime. So stay tuned for that. One last thing to touch on, I guess, is next week is the clan's birthday. So it actually happens to coincide with the cast next week. The 23rd is the clan's first birthday. So we're going to be having a little celebratory cast. So we're trying to get all the leaders on, and we're even going to drag Nick back. Going to drag him out from the dead and dust him off and
see how that works.
Yeah. We promise there'll be no discussion about fishing games. But so we're gonna have this little celebratory cast next week. I'm gonna try and keep it pretty light and breezy, as it were. So that's coming next week. So hope everyone can join us then. And we'll have a couple of announcements for next week as well. So definitely one you're gonna want to tune into. And I think that should about do it.
Yep, think so. All
right. So links in the show notes. And so check out that Bungie updates, and of course the mega post on the weapon balancing that's in there as well, and of course all the usual links, website, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff's in there. You know the drill by now. We'll be back next week at 10:30 Eastern, and we'll be back then. Thanks everyone for listening or watching. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.